Well, we have about 3 minutes and we have a very big guest joining us, probably on the day when the Nifty could touch 9,000. Dr. cknarayan of Growth Avenues joins in our studio. Dr. Narayan, it's possibly an auspicious day that you are joining us. What are the chances that 9,000 comes today itself?
Well, I think we're going to start off somewhere near there. And in my view, the way markets are positioned, the way events are flowing, I think 9,000 is just going to be one of those milestones. And we're going to achieve considerably higher milestones as we go through the rest of the year. I am extremely bullish as far as prospects of the markets are concerned.
Oh, that's nice. If you're looking at the charts, you've drawn the charts for the quarter, say, then what are the near-term highs looking like?
Well, I will even want to take it further down than that. I've actually drawn the chart for the year, and I think 9,000 would be for starters.
Oh,
you know.
Okay. That's nice. So what is the main course and the dessert?
I think they will flow. You might want to hold on to your chair.
Okay.
It's about 11,500 is
this
my
year?
target. Yes, for this year.
Okay.
Wow.
I think that may be a little wild for some people to look at, but I think that's what the charts are indicating.
Is there a one-to-one correspondence with the way the Dow or S&P is going? Because they are all at record highs.
Yeah, I think it's a simple correlation that if the rest of the world is, trading near the highs, why should India undergo, a substantial correction that most people are talking about? On the street, it's pretty common to hear that there'll be a 1,000-point Nifty drop and so on. And for a while, the budget was being pointed to as, as a probable cause. But I think if there is one thing that the budget has done, it has actually removed the possibility of a big drop. It may not really herald in a big rise immediately, but certainly I don't think there is any cause for alarm as far as this budget is concerned.
Do you see the Bank Nifty take leadership now? Because that one's been sitting closer to the 20,000 mark. What could the targets be on the Bank Nifty?
I think in Bank Nifty we have a slightly dichotomous situation where the PSU banks are not really firing, and you have State Bank and a couple of others also well weighted. No doubt it's the private sector bank stocks which are extremely well weighted. And I think they are on a run and should help to push the Bank Nifty further. But I think in the shorter run, you may have some sort of outperformance from Bank Nifty, but I do believe it will be the Nifty which will keep the lead through this year, with sporadic phases in between when the Bank Nifty will do better.
Okay. Well, just about 30 seconds, sir. What would be the pick of the pack in the banking stocks itself, private sector? IndusInd
Bank is my pick, and Kotak Bank has been a long-term favorite.
Okay.
Axis is the trading favorite because that's been doing extremely well. It just, I think, set off onto yet another new cycle. So I think Axis, IndusInd Bank, Kotak Bank and Yes Bank, these would be the 4 top picks among banking.
Okay, so not the top 2 ones, but from 3rd to 6th of the private sector banks. Okay, we're just about 10 seconds.
Maybe the pecking order will change.
Absolutely. Not able to make that dash, that 8950 to 9,000, still proving to be a bit of a resistance. We visited that place a couple of times, haven't we, Dr. Narayan? Do you think it could be a formidable resistance, or it's a day's job?
See, these round figure resistances always play on the minds of traders, and they are happy to take profits in and around that level. But I think the traction on the upside that we have seen over the last, ever since that bottom at about 8,000, I think that has been fairly persistent, and I think 9,000 is just one of those hurdles along the way.
Today you would buy in all dips up to what point? Is there a stop loss for a day trade?
89.50 for traders on the futures. So I think that is what I would keep as a minimum cutoff. You see, the index these days is doing about 100 points on an average, the Nifty. So if you keep something of a smaller stop loss, even the normal fluctuation of the day would probably take you out. So you do need to keep it a little further away. So this is not exactly a market for small traders. They do need to keep a little distant kind of cutoffs, or they can play it through smaller quantities, because they do have to kind of provide for a bigger margin during intraday fluctuations.
Dr. Narayan, this whole infrastructure pocket has seen quite a bit of trading activity in the last 1 or 2 days. Would you recommend any fresh positions there?
I think the focus of the budget was on infrastructure, so people do have something to talk about. There isn't too many sectors or stocks that the budget really threw up. for people to concentrate on. So infrastructure is certainly one of the spaces. I think IRB has been consolidating for a long time, so that would be one of the stocks that the market could focus on. There are other smaller names, but those are extreme trading items. But yes, I do believe infrastructure would still be in play.
Okay.
It is an area to look at.
ITC is down 0.9. Ashok Leyland is down 0.2. Would you short the former and long the latter?
I think ITC, we just saw a slew of downgrades from, most of the large broking houses and a few significant ones at that. And what I read was a lower side target about 330, 320 in their downgrades. Markets generally tend to overdo these targets, on the way down. So right now, there is a lot of downward momentum. Buyers are absent, and there is no argument that ITC is a good buy at lower levels. But what exactly would constitute a lower level is very debatable. I think round figure psychology will work again. It wouldn't surprise me to see ITC getting pushed down to 300, 310 area. So definitely a short.
Okay, and Leyland?
Leyland is a completely different story. That's a stock headed for the skies, and you saw that superb numbers come out for February numbers. I think some 35% higher, and the market will want to buy that as a story, because within the auto space itself you have fair amount of two-way movements. So you got the big boys, Mahindra, Tata Motors, etc., showing lower numbers. You have Maruti showing big numbers, but that's way up in stratosphere as far as a trader is concerned. So their natural concentration would be towards Ashok Leyland, and I think that will have a lot of takers if it were to dip down.